So these are very serious charges, Bianca. When it's one thing to be charged with taking a bribe that affected some businessman, but when you are accused of taking a bribe that affects a foreign country and doing something on behest of a foreign country, that's very, very serious. I think he should be challenged in his reelection. I think the process should go through, though. Due process is something we forget about a lot in this country. And I think he has definitely owed his day in court. The presence of cash, of course, doesn't prove anything, but these do appear to be very, very serious charges. And if I was a young, ambitious politician in New Jersey, I'd be considering running for the U.S. Senate right now.
Might be some looking at that. Interesting note, Ari, as we looked back at the hung jury in his last prosecution, was the prosecutor was now Trump's special counsel, special prosecutor Jack Smith. So, it's funny how things kind of go around and around here. But this case does seem a little bit different. Again, he has denied anything improper from happening. How do you think he fights this, though? And how does he serve his community and also fight these very serious allegations?
Well, I think what he should have done at first is go through his son, because apparently if you go through your son, then you have no problems whatsoever. The mistake was going through his wife. And then what you do is you get Putin to invade a country that, you have a lot of business connections in, and then everybody gives a whole bunch of money in that direction. Then, of course, you're perfectly fine. I mean, it's ridiculous to me. We're looking at a lot. We're looking at a lot of the same kind of stuff with regard to what's going on with Hunter Biden, and nobody wants to talk about that. Now we're talking about this. I'm also reminded of Steve King, who was a congressman for the Republicans, and when he made a bunch of ridiculous comments, the Republicans ran somebody against him. They primaried him and made sure he didn't run again. The question is, are the Democrats going to say, we need that seat so badly that we're going to support this guy, even with all these allegations, a second time around?
What do you think, Mike?
Well, I mean, you want to talk about bribery and bring in outside cases. There is the case of a building being sold to a certain Mr. Trump's son-in-law or being bought by the Saudis for over $1 billion when the building wasn't worth that. I get disgusted by any allegation of bribery when it allegedly benefits a foreign power. I mean, these are folks that we trust with taking the needs of our country first, and when they're accused of not doing so, it's very troubling. So,
and doesn't it expose possibly, how influence peddling is maybe more pervasive than we want to actually believe, and how it impacts, people's decision and compromises our country in a time when we are in perilous times?
That's a very solid point. For those of us who are somewhat innocent or somewhat naive, despite being in journalism and politics, it does come as a shock. It does come as a gut blow whenever anyone is accused of abusing the public trust.